Roblox puzzles. When you see this, you're probably thinking of something like this, or maybe this, but that's not the point of the video. What I want to talk about is this, and also this too, and this one, and this, and even this. Before I talk about the insanity of Roblox puzzles, I first need to talk about something. How did we go from stepping on tiles in the right order to decoding the Epstein files from the CIA database? Well, it all really started in 2018 with the Ready Player One event, which founded the whole gunting concept. Gunters are a community of people who search for super secret things in Roblox games, often for some kind of prize. The word comes from Ready Player One, in which players who hunt for the golden egg in the Oasis are called Gunters. After this, more events like Roblox Battles 2 and Ready Player 2 caused more people to get into gunting. But it wasn't really until 2021 that the puzzle stuff began to kick off. Why? Because Find the Showmix was made. This game went on to be legendary due to its super difficult puzzles, and it managed to completely revive an entire genre of game. This game was revolutionary, but people seem to forget that it came out nearly 4 years ago at this point, and the hardest puzzle was released 3 years ago. In that period of time, so much new tech and knack for making puzzles have been discovered, which heavily outdates a lot of the stuff in FTC in terms of difficulty. Let's face it, evolution is among us.
Dude, you just completely stole my whole bit.
Let's talk about some games. Anything can be a secret. Hold on a second. This game is for a special kind of Robloxian. The highly autistic. This is a puzzle game that gives you absolutely zero hand-holding and expects you to just find everything on your own without any hints in the slightest. The puzzles in this game are some of the most insane things I've ever seen, but I sadly can't really show you any of them because the game has strict anti-leaking rules. However, I was told I can show you this one, so here's me trying to solve it. So basically there's this chessboard here and you need to recreate it and find out the exact name of the game and when it was played. What the f*** is this?
20 minutes later.
Okay, it's called Silicon Defense, but how do I input that as a code? Now you may be wondering, what kind of absolute psych ward patients are behind a game like this? The owner is Chris's HQ, genuinely the most insane puzzle solver I've ever met. This guy went schizo for a whole year trying to find a cheeseburger in JTOL. Z Harry, who's an absolute genius at coding, made an entire Python tracker for our RBB free team. And last but not least, the sniper guy. Yeah, anything can be a secret is sick. But of course, the fun comes from playing the game yourself. Did you really expect me to just show you every code? No, go play the game yourself. Now! Oh, maybe not now actually, I need you to watch the rest of the video first, please, I need to watch that. Well, I can't make this video without briefly talking about the hardest game in Roblox. It's been spoken about a lot and even Creekcraft has played it now, but I still need to say something about it. This game took the whole get a snack at 4 AM endings thing and just went, what if we made it another puzzle game for the highly unemployed? There's stuff like using lights as a code and inputting that in the corners of a spawn location and talking to the ball NPC with certain hats on so it lets you progress. The puzzles in this game are quite hard, but not as hard as that fumble you did at the Mega Hunt finale, right Robi? Actually, speaking of Robi.
Yo, it's Robi 100, what's good? I made the easiest game on Roblox. When I first made the game, I was trying to make it so that it looked simple at first glance, but the more you play it, the more intricate it gets. So when I made new puzzles and endings for the game, I would try to build off of already existing features, and then my goal was over time, the game would get more and more elaborate. Like for example, in an underground area, you can use a portal to teleport yourself into a cage and you'll get an ending. Or you can use the same portal, drop an item into it, and it'll transport that item over to your next play session. And then, in the game I also added rainbow and globe endings, which were probably the most unindicated puzzles I've ever made on Roblox, because I didn't want all the endings in the game to be solved. So that's honestly my bad, they were pretty rough, but people still solved it anyway, so. That's my speech, thank you for listening to my TED.
If you want a more in-depth look, check out this video by Theo that goes into depth about some of the puzzles he solved in this game with his team. If you're still watching, that means you're probably enjoying the video, so please consider subscribing. We're trying to hit 20k by the end of June, and I think we can do it. Once I hit 30k, I will place 30,000 parts and explode them live on stream. If you want to contribute to that, make sure to like and subscribe. Frozen Soul, aka Dream Game, is known for its weirdness and insanely intricate secrets. In this game, you sleep and discover new dreams which tend to contain secrets and large maps with prerequisites to reach certain areas. If you're dedicated enough, you can find abyssal dreams, which are super hard to activate and even harder to discover. The most infamous dream is Frostpitality, which nobody has solved in nearly 4 years. The only thing that's been found is Frozen Edge, another dream which is thought to be the first step in solving Frostpitality. However, the puzzle to unlock Frostpitality has temporarily been removed for an unknown reason. Other abyssal dreams have also been found, like Infinite Silver, which requires you to do some absolute crazy shenanigans to find. Frozen Soul is a really good game, you shouldn't just view it as Lihad puzzle game because of this video. Also, just now as I'm working on this video, a really cool puzzle has recently transpired. Pig 64 Part 2, which although it might look like a colossal failure at first glance, integrated other games like Tower Heroes, Flee the Facility and P-Fighting into its puzzles to make a really cool one. I don't really play Piggy, but I gotta respect Minitoon for constantly making great puzzles within his games and making this whole event an unofficial Ready Player Free. Alright, I think I'm taking too long talking about the games, and I want to move on to some other stuff, so go Gadget quickfire round. In 1 minute You Will Explode is a game where you have to run around the map and find a way to defuse your bomb before it explodes in 1 minute. The puzzles in this game are quite cool, like using Roblox glass physics to see neon parts. No one would ever include this in a puzzle game, ever. Untitled Door Game 1 and 2 are probably the main inspiration for Find the Chomix. The first game was the true beginning of the new Roblox puzzle wave, and Find the Chomix serves to amplify it. In this game you gotta find codes to progress, but it's not as simple as it seems. Anything can be a secret as many fan games, but a standout one to me is Meihimitsu, which means My Secrets. As lots of cool secrets, it blends into the game's so retro aesthetic.
Oh, so like the super underrated Roblox game Block Tales?
Notable puzzles in this game include stuff like using Roblox glass physics to see hidden text. Nobody would ever— yeah, the bit isn't even funny. Anyway, here's a little word from the developer.
Hey guys, it's me, Tach. I made My Secrets, aka My Himitsu. Practically, I made this secret finding game because I really wanted to try to create a high quality secret finding game just because it was funny and just because I was inspired by other successors like Appcast, Tams, as such. So I would like to thank you for featuring my game here. I really appreciate that.
Another small game I want to shout out is Steel Blue by Techly255. I don't want to spoil any puzzles here, but this is some super insane shit. Go try it on your own and let me know in the comments if you get past the first stage. Alright, time to talk about me, because I'm a narcissist.
Yay!
So if you didn't know, I made this cool little puzzle game called How Many Ways Can You Join This Roblox Game? The premise of the game is self-explanatory. There's of course stuff like using the website to join, but then you've got stuff like using launch data, teleporting yourself to sub places, using TP data, all that kind of stuff. My game's cool and all, but it's old now and boring. Alright, so what have I done puzzle-wise? I was the first to solve the Wacky Wizards challenge badge. And by solve, I mean first person to complete the obby because I used that one glitch that lets you enter subplaces. Yay. The only one I've really spoken about on this channel is the Boko Architect ARG, which I solved most of, kinda. Of course I've done a few other puzzles here and there, but the biggest no doubt has to be the Poisonous Light. But before I talk about that, I have a very special guest here to talk to you about a puzzle he made. A puzzle so hard that only 3 people have ever solved it. Here's Levitator Levi. If you don't know him, he's ranked as one of the top puzzle solvers on Roblox. He's one of the developers of When 1 Minute You Will Explode, and the guy who played on Fieldwork's account in the Mega Hunt because he couldn't get unbanned in Arsenal. He also made this.
Escape Room, by yours truly, is an escape room, obviously, but it has 4 separate escape rooms, all getting progressively harder as you go through. There are more than just puzzles though, with obvious minigames and more, all being present throughout the game. These all contribute to the difficulty, and as of speaking, there are only 3 legitimate victors, which are all from the same team. This is just part of an old Roblox puzzle I made in 2022 to 2023, which in the original puzzle, this was just one of the 6 major steps.
If you want to hear more about that kind of stuff, go subscribe to Levi. He's launching a new channel soon and I know his content is going to be peak. Anyway, Poisonous Lake. Poisonous Lake was a puzzle I solved in Youth Hall back in 2022 to 2023. I was joined by all these people in solving it, and it totally derived us of our sanity. Some of you may have seen this video by JTO, but the thing is, that video was false. JTO was not a member of the PL team, and he just kind of swooped in like a year after it ended to make the video. In doing so, he fell for a bait. We made a fake server to pretend to solve a ton of the puzzles that we already solved months prior. And since he used that server for his research, his video is full of misinformation. The true PL story is yet to be told, and I think it's genuinely an insane story. So if you're interested in seeing that video, let me know in the comments. Last thing I want to talk about in this video is puzzle solving groups. The most famous one at the minute is GJRG, which is a gunting group set up for the Mega Hunt, including people like Levi, Robi, Eagle, Sheepy, and Fieldwork. They managed to get 7 out of 10 slots in the Mega Hunt finale leaderboard. Since the finale, they now solve other puzzles such as Path to Enlightenment and other gunting contests. Another puzzle group which I'm actually in myself is Team Zenith, a group that focuses more on puzzles than gunting. They solve anything via secret fan games, find the badges games, that kind of stuff. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. In total, this took me like 30 hours to make. Special thanks to all the people who gave cameos and all the people on screen for helping research, film skits, all that kind of stuff. Now, subscribe or you will forever be damned to the poisonous mix.